Greetings people, it's Jared here, Wolfgang1, back to do another Transformers review. Now this week, I'm reviewing a figure I've not reviewed in about a decade. And when I reviewed him last time, I guess he looked kind of a little bit worse for wear because he didn't have any stickers on him. He was just like sort of the basic figure and everything like that. But I've had a chance now to re-sticker him, and I'm going to go back and take a more objective look at him. I think this toy is awesome, so that actually throws the objective part completely out the window. But fuck it. I enjoyed making this video, so I hope you enjoy watching it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the re-evaluation review of Generation 1 Mirage.
Okay, we are just going to take a moment, again, just to bask in the glory of what we're looking at here, okay? I'm never ever going to get tired of this, right? The fact that I can sit here with an original G1 figure. All right, it's a reproduction box. Let's get that out of the way, right? It's a reproduction box, but the original figure inside is real. And I will never ever get tired of just sitting here looking at original G1s in old style packaging. It's awesome. I did the same thing with my Optimus Prime video. I'm probably going to do the same with fucking Sunstreakers. I did the same with Hounds. Did the same with Trailbreakers. This is just fucking great. Okay. Obviously I'm a G1 purist, you know that. I am always going to prefer the old style boxes over the new packaging shite. So as a reproduction, it shows Mirage's transformation process, faithful recreation on the sides, and obviously you've got the battle scene, the 84 battle scene on the back of the box. It's like everything just screams nostalgia for me with these things. You can hear the smile on my face. You've got the tech spec thing down the bottom here, which obviously you would use the tech spec decoder to find out what his particular abilities and everything was. And he's got his bio just on the back here. Mirage is not thrilled about being an Autobot freedom fighter, blah, 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 blah. But we're just going to take another couple of seconds just to go, this is fucking great. I am very, very easily impressed, ladies and gentlemen. That has always been my problem. I can sit here looking at an old toy in an old style box and just go, wow, great, awesome, brilliant. So that's me gushing over the toy in the packaging. We might as well just get straight on into the figure itself, because there's, apart from me sitting here gushing like a prick, right, there is nothing else to say about this. I just wanted to show it off, basically, and I have done. There it is, fucking bask in it, you fuckers. Right, so, yes, figure itself. Right, so this is Mirage in his alt mode. He turns into a Formula 1 racing car. I'm not sure what year racing car. Don't ask me, because I'm not going into the guide to find out. If you want to find out, Google it, Transformers wiki it, do whatever. It's a Formula 1 racing car, and it's a bit of a shame because of all the Transformers alt modes from 1984, the one that would stick out the most in a sort of a busy urban environment like a city centre or anything like that would be the Formula 1 car driving around without a driver. So that's where the driver would sit in the cockpit just there. The Formula 1 car driving around without a driver would probably raise a few eyebrows. Now, I reviewed this guy years and years ago. In fact, I've had all the accessories. I've had the box and everything like that for about a decade. So I reviewed this guy probably about a decade ago. And back then, he didn't have any stickers on him or anything like that. So I repro-labeled him. This section just here, there were stickers on the product sheet, on the sticker sheet. But all this is painted on. So I didn't bother replacing it with the stickers that are already there, and didn't bother going over it. I think I quite liked the look. Yeah, he's got a little bit of yellowing on his front nose cone section. Applying the stickers on this section just here was a pain in the arsehole. So you better appreciate my efforts. And obviously I've given him the silver Autobot logo just on the front there. He's got old style rubber tires, which, you know, fucking is awesome. Again, is awesome. Bear with me. I'm just going to have some tea while I admire this figure. Tea is life. Yeah, he's a little bit loose in places like this back spoiler, for example. You can see that back spoiler there is you have to be very careful with that. But on the whole, considering the figure is now getting on for 40 years old or whatever the case would be, I don't know, I don't do math. It's looking remarkably good for its age. There's a little bit of chrome wear on the wheels, which actually I kind of like that, because the chrome wear on the wheels sort of suggests the toy's age. There's also some weathering on the metallic bits just underneath, because these were all die-cast metal and plastic mold injection toys. But I like the wearing on the wheels. It kind of makes it look like he's been racing for a long time and just hasn't bothered having his wheels swapped out. Very, very cool. Let's have a look at some of the things that Mirage came with. Okay, so he would have come with one tech spec decoder, which I showed off at the beginning of the video. He would have come with one instruction booklet. Let's raise that camera just a little bit. There we are. Came with one instruction booklet, one 1984 product sheet, which I've shown off numerous times on other videos, so he would have come with one of those. I'm not going to show that again. One missile launcher, which plugs onto his shoulder in robot mode. There we are. 3 of these chrome missiles. Now, I do have the other 2 in a box somewhere labelled, in a little bag labelled Mirage, so I didn't bother digging them out. But one, for the purposes of this review, is absolutely fine. He comes with 3 of those. And he came with one laser hunting rifle thing. Which at some point, I think I tried chroming up with chrome paint, and the chrome didn't exactly take very well. So as a result, you've got this slightly burnt, tarnished, mottled look to it, which actually I kind of really like. So I think that suits it quite well. So back to Mirage, Formula One racing car, as I mentioned. Overall, I think the design is great. The transformation is not difficult. The stickers, actually, I'm kind of glad I stickered this up, because the stickers really do add a little something to it that I think, yeah, was basically lacking otherwise. What else can I say about this rather than get into the transformation? I had a Mirage as a kid. Mirage, I think my one I picked up from a car boot sale or something like that. So it was missing a back wheel, and both the spoilers were gone. And he was very, very weak on his abdomen section. And now I know for a fact, because I've seen it happen, that the Generation 1 Mirage, when you transform it, its weak point is basically its midriff, its spin around midriff. Basically the same as Generation 1 Metroplex was. And one day I will do a review on him, but not before sticking him up. He needs a lot of work, that fucker. But all in all, yeah, we're talking about Mirage, aren't we? It's a great little toy. It's got a little bit of weight to it, obviously because of the metal that was used in its construction. It's just fun. It's not the biggest toy in the world. It doesn't turn into the biggest robot in the world. But it's fun. It's fun to look at. It's fun to hold. It's fun to fuck around with, providing you're not too heavy-handed with it and end up snapping it in half like a fucking idiot. And it's just, I love it. I love this old shit. And I know I'm really, showing my age by saying, oh, they did it best in the old days. Actually, I can go on record and say the majority, as a G1 collector, right, I can turn around and say that the majority of what they punted out in the G1 line was, objectively, looking back on it, shoddy as shit, right? But the early stuff wasn't. And that's a testament to Takara, because Hasbro had fuck all to do with this. Yeah, it's the old stuff wasn't dodgy. It was awesome. And you're seeing a perfect representation of how awesome it was back then. Okay, so let's take Mirage here to robot mode. We're going to start by splitting the car just like that. Okay, and then we're going to split the back section like this. Take it round to the front, and we're also going to split these 2 side panels just here. Okay, away like this. Be fucking careful, because this is an old figure. So basically we've separated the car out like that. Okay, then we are going to stand it up we're going to raise the camera, even though that's not part of the transformation. These spoilers here, we're going to bring those forward, and they're going to be the feet. We're then going to get these arm sections just out the way, like that, okay? We're then going to turn the top section around 180 degrees, like that. And on this joint just here, right, it's like a little mushroom peg thing that sits on the inside of it. That can be prone to snapping, okay? So be very, very careful with that. Then we're going to bring down this front nose cone section, like this, for the face reveal. And then these two sections for the wheels, we're just going to pull those back and bring them back behind the shoulders, okay? Just like that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, once I've got him all sorted out, that is Mirage in robot mode. And I'm just going to bring this in. I'm going to bring it in for a little bit of love, ladies and gentlemen. Get some light on that. And maybe just look at the paint on that. Look at the paint on that head sculpt. Look at the head sculpt. It's like a fantastic amount of detail there. That is absolutely fantastic. Yellow painted eyes. The paint hasn't taken quite as perfectly as they wanted it to. So looks like he's got one eye bulging more than the other, or anything like that. Imperfections which make perfection, really. Now, Mirage was never my favourite figure, or my favourite character when I was little. But I tell you something, I can look at him now and appreciate him in a completely different way. Articulation wise, he will go around a full 360 on the waist joint. That's because of transformation. I'm not going to fuck around with that though. And the arms will go up about 90 degrees or anything, but don't go any further because of the wheels at the back. So if we want to give him his accessories, his wrists will rotate as well, and the elbows as well go up, but whatever. So we're going to take his missile launcher and his missile, plug one into the other, and then clip this onto the axle bar just here for the wheel. That's one, just like that. And then we're going to give him his hunting rifle in his other hand. And ladies and gentlemen, that right there is Mirage. Now he sinks in a little bit into his legs because, as I said, he's quite old. He's quite loose. You can hear that. So I have to be very, very, very careful with this guy, basically. So when I was stickering him up, I tried to be as careful as possible. As I said, I'm glad I stickered him up because it really does give the figure so much more detail. He's absolutely awesome. Basic transformation because it's a basic toy. But all in all, you cannot deny how fantastic that looks. Tiny little robot. I mean, Grapple is taller than him. I think Sideswipe might be taller than him. The only Autobot car that I can think of on the 84 line, which might have actually been smaller than Mirage, was definitely Hound. So there we are. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't really say anything more about this without just repeating myself and gushing like a prick. That was Generation 1 Mirage, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching this review. This is Joe Gavin Barry, also known as Wolfgang1, saying I'll be back next week with another review. There's more 7-day stuff on my channel coming. There's loads of other content that you can go and check out. Please comment, subscribe, give us your thoughts on these. In fact, if you haven't seen some of my other reviews, go back and check out the playlist. There's like about a year's worth fucking in there now, which is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this video short. I'm just gonna sit here and just admire this figure for just a little while longer because you know, the engineering might be simple by today's standards, but the end result, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute fucking knockout. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this review. I shall see you next week. Until then, take care. To go.